That biggest trick is about acting as if you are the leader you want to be, acting as if the coach you want to be, that you don't have to prove yourself. And acting as if here is not faking it, because in the heart of acting is empathy. And empathy in Greek means ensynesthesia, which means feeling into. So you play that role out, you play it, you feel it. So you go with intention in a conversation, you go with intention. It can be with your kids, with your wife, with your husband, with your boss, with anyone. If you go with an intention there, that you're already there where you want to be, then what you do is a result of it. What we have learned so far from school, from our parents, from culture, is that we have to walk the having, doing, being path. You have a diploma, then you can do your job to earn money, and then you can be happy. Actually, life happens the opposite, which is first you are happy, fulfilled. Based on that, you do what you do, and you have the fruits based on the being. You will never reach happiness by something outside yourself. If you go online to create a followership of 1 million followers because you think this will allow you to be fulfilled and happy and to be seen, this comes from a state of being which is a state of being of lack, that I'm not enough. And no matter how many followers you have, you will always have that feeling of not being enough. But if you act in a way that you are there already, then it will reflect back to you exactly this kind. And acting is not faking, as I said, it's feeling into, it's observing your thoughts, that if I'm loving myself, what would I do? What would that person do that I admire so much? How would I react, and not react, respond to the situation, because the mind reacts and the heart or the soul responds and creates a new opportunity. And this is by switching that and having that pure intention. I'm gonna stop sharing here. Is I will quote here Neil Donald Walsh from his book Conversations with God, which says, choose a state of being. Do this in advance for anything you are going to think, say, or do. Life has very little to do with what you are doing and very much to do with what you are being while you are doing it. The surprising thing about this is that through your pure intention, beingness is transformed from a reaction to a creation. It's no longer something that arises out of an experience, but something you put into an experience. So in practical terms, what this means is that in the same situation, you would react with fear, anger, trying to sweat. The same situation, you welcome the situation because you have observed what happened last time, and you go into the same situation with a different state of being. And this intention won't work the first time, but it will help you observe what exactly triggered you to lose that part, to play another role, to become something else, because you have to serve certain fears that came up being triggered by others. And this is the game. This is the only game you have to play. No other game is needed. Just to observe who you are and choose who you are. You don't have to discover who you are, because life is not about discovering yourself. It's about creating yourself. So you choose who you want to be and you act like that. And it doesn't mean that I can choose to be a doctor and act like a doctor. The state of being is more virtuous. Like, how would I behave if I would love myself? How would I behave if I would be patient, if I could listen? How would I behave if I would be fulfilled? And you can pick certain qualities, especially those you feel that you don't have. Like you want to be seen, start seeing others first. You want to be loved, start loving others first. How does a person who loves behave? The very moment you give to others what you want to have by others, the same moment you stop wanting it anymore, else you wouldn't give it. And this exchange of energy, exchange of emotions transforms everything, because what happens there is, what is a relationship? A relationship is, you're in Austria, I'm in Greece. Austria is colder than Greece. If I move Kavala, Greece, a little bit northern than Austria, it will be colder. You just have to move yourself. You cannot change the other person. Actually, you can, but what actually changes is the relationship. It doesn't change. So once you move you're in a blind spot, you move away a little bit, a few centimeters, they start seeing you because you moved. You identified yourself with a different state of being. You stopped reacting based on the programs you have in your mind, and you started creating new experiences out of the same situations by stopping triggering this program, because the mind is a computer, it's an AI. If this happens, then do this. And we are not our mind, actually. So we can control it. And
what about the emotions?
The emotions are a huge gift. It shows us direction. The emotion is something that gives us insight about what we have to look into. Usually we say positive and negative emotions. They are not positive and negative emotions. It's duality. So if I'm running away from negative emotions, what you resist persists. It becomes bigger, 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 because I'm not looking at it. So I'm giving energy to it because it still exists. Once I look at it and I stay with it, it transmutes, and it shows to me my blind spot regarding this trigger I have. If I'm not brave enough to look at it, I can't see it. I cannot bypass it. I cannot run away from it. It's there because it's not outside of me, it's inside me. So the emotions are guidance. It's like a compass. It's showing you where to look at. Oh, I'm angry here. Okay, I have to learn here something. Every time we feel angry, anger shows actually that we are not right. We see something that's wrong here. So I have to change my perception. There's a blind spot. And this, then identifying myself with the I don't know mind, which is an open mind. So, okay, show me what you see. Okay, you feel triggered by I get it. This wasn't my intention to offend you or whatever this. Tell me more about it. What did you see? And then they can start giving you quality feedback, which means you raised your voice, or you made this with your hand, and this have put me in defense, and then you can start working with that. So, but we are stuck in that because we want to be right, because we think we have read several books, we have attended several workshops, and now we know it, and so we are right because we know it. And this knowing is a curse. This knowing doesn't allow us to connect with others. And I call it a posture of generosity, because generosity translated means brave gift is giving my attention to what you see, killing my ego for a few moments that I want to be right, and knowing that I don't know, and with a pure heart, genuine, with really purifying this intention and saying, okay, tell me more. Every time, every single time the trigger is, this is not right, this is not correct, I can switch it to, okay, tell me more. Tell me what you see. Sitting next to you and seeing with your eyes, feeling what you feel. And this is in the heart of leadership, of coaching, is empathy. And empathy is really to feeling in, not only seeing what they see, but also following their patterns, what they thought, what they felt, what was their intention. And then everything changes. If I start seeing the other person, and through their eyes, I can see myself, what I have done or not done, what I could have done. And so I can start working on myself until I cannot feel what the other person is feeling and see what they think of what triggered all that. I'm a blind person. Without your eyes, I'm blind.